I'm really excited right now, so I figured I would not just vlog during dinner. Cause why not? My mom's gone off to do some quick groceries, so I figured now's more the time than ever. Oh, Tumblr. Okay, so Little Mac in Smash Brothers. I'm really happy about this. You guys have no idea. Like, this is the first time that I personally have ever been super hyped for a character. Like, any character that's been introduced in Smash Brothers in my lifetime. Obviously I wasn't there. I wasn't really old enough to get hyped for anything in Melee, so I'm not gonna count that. I was definitely there for Brawl, and I was there on the internet when Sonic was released, and the fans went nuts. And like, I used to be a Sonic fan. I kind of want to get back to I want to get back into it. I definitely want to get back into it, but I just haven't yet. I've been busy with other franchises, namely Mega Man, Metroid, a bunch of things. Basically, any series that was in Captain N. That's my gateway drug. Doesn't that figure? But anyway, I used to be a Sonic fan, but not enough that I was really hyped for Brawl because Sonic was in it. Like, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. The fans seem excited. So basically, for the most part, when a character is introduced, I'm usually excited for the fans, not for the character itself. That was with Sonic. It might have been for Snake. I don't really remember what my reaction to that was. I don't think I had a reaction, actually. I didn't really have a reaction for Snake, probably because I knew very little about the Metal Gear franchise. Even now, I don't know anything. When SSB4 was announced with the Villager and the Wii Fit trainer, like, for the Villager, people were pretty happy about that. I was again happy for the fans because I've never played an Animal Crossing game, so I don't really care. With Wii Fit trainer, I basically had the same meh reaction as everyone else. Like, oh, cool, it's another female character. Like, we definitely need more of those, for sure. Of course, he tagged me with hells. Okay, again, I'm trying to retract my train of thought. Okay, with Wii Fit Trainer, I was just happy there was another girl. With Mega Man, back then, I thought, oh, cool, Mega Man's gonna be there. I'm happy for the fans again. But now I'm actually in the Mega Man fandom, and so now I am really happy for that, but not as hyped as I would have been if I were a fan when he was actually announced. I remember my clone's really good reaction to it. It was pretty funny. But then they announced other characters, like they announced Rosalina. Out of all characters that I've ever been there to witness get into the roster, I'm definitely the least happy about Rosalina. Like, again, I guess I'm happy for the fans, but she's honestly, if they were gonna announce another Mario character, she's the last one I would have picked. Like, I kind of don't like her, and it's not because of the character itself. It's just Nintendo's kind of shoving her down our throats, which is a shame. There are other characters who deserve that more than she does, honestly. But something I noticed with the release of the Villager is that Animal Crossing was a really big thing in Brawl, even though none of the characters were actually represented in the roster itself. So that was kind of a hint to me that maybe they're, like, not only are they promoting the Animal Crossing games that are out right now, but maybe maybe a character from that's going to be in the next Smash Brothers. And that's basically my thought in retrospect. And when I thought that, I thought, well, there are some major characters that are assist trophies. Like, there's Waluigi, and there's other characters, and there's Little Mac. So I'm wondering if there are any other big franchises that are going to come out of Brawl from being a side thing to being a big thing, my first guess was going to be Punch-Out, aside from Animal Crossing. And now it's happened, and I'm really hyped. Like, this, again, Little Mac is the first time. This is the first time I've ever been personally hyped. Like, I'm not happy for the fans, because I am a fan. I am happy. I am the one who is happy with this new character being announced, and that's just really exciting to me. Especially, not even just because, like, I'm a Punch-Out fan. I'm a recent Punch-Out fan. Like, I became a fan of Punch-Out itself. Again, Captain N was my gateway drug to this. So I got hooked through King Hippo, basically, and I decided I'm gonna check out the game, like, do some research on it, and I went over to my friend's house one day and found out she had Punch-Out for the Wii. So we played it together. I had a lot of fun. With the characters I was discovering, and she was like, I never play this, so do you want it? And so I basically got the game from her, which I really do thank her for. And when I got home, I started playing it a lot. Like, that was basically my daily workout, because I played with the Wiimote and Nunchuck. Because, I don't know, it just felt more gratifying that way, to actually feel like you're beating the crap out of people. And it's not until Title Defense that I switched to the more efficient NES-style gameplay mode, because King Hippo's near impossible with a Wiimote and Nunchuck. Like, I died at least, I lost at least 3 times before beating him. So, and all this was back in the fall of 2013, I think. Like, fall or really early winter. Because I remember it was kind of cold, but not really winter yet. So yeah, that's basically my history with the franchise. And since then, I've gotten the original, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES emulator. That game's really easy compared to the Wii one, actually. I just kind of fell in love with the characters, man. It's actually really cool, and I'm pretty forgiving of the whole stereotype thing, because it's not just stereotypes. Like, these characters are actually based on facts about these cultures. Like, there are a lot of allusions to things that are in these real cultures and modern things, and it's really good. It's really cool. And these characters, like, even if you were to take them as complete stereotypes, like, you're never explicitly told to hate them. Like, if you're meant to hate a character, it's because of the character's individual personality. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're Irish or Russian or whatever. It has entirely to do with their personality. Like, you hate Aaron Ryan not because he's Irish, but because he's a cheater. And similarly, they're not glorifying them either. Like, you don't enjoy Glass Joe because he's French. You enjoy Glass Joe because he's a good character, and he's so upbeat, and he's so much fun to watch. And even though it means you losing to literally the weakest character in the WVBA, you're still happy when he wins, because you're happy for him. And this franchise really is very good. It's like quite possibly the best video game franchise out there, though, or not really, actually, because there's only like 3 major games. Like, obviously there's the arcade games and stuff, but like the real big games are the console games, and there's only 3 of them, which is a shame. So what I'm thinking now is, what does this mean for the future of Punch-Out? Because, spoilers for the Wii game, at the end of the Wii game, Little Mac retires. And the Wii game is a remake of the NES game, so that brings to question who the hell the kid in the SNES game is. Because not only does he look nothing like Little Mac, but he's also like very different in other ways. Like, I've never actually played it, but he just doesn't feel the same as Little Mac. Yet he's still called Little Mac for some reason, even though he's clearly not Little Mac. So I'm wondering if they're ever gonna... Are they gonna remake that, or are they gonna actually continue the series with something else? I'm really curious to see where this franchise goes. It's kind of like... This series has kind of been on hiatus for a while. Like, kind of the same as Kid Icarus was. Like, it only had the Kid Icarus only had an NES game and a Game Boy game, and then the series just kind of died for a while. And then 25 years later, the 3DS came out, and Kid Icarus Uprising came out. And Punch-Out's kind of similar. It had all its arcade games, and then NES game, and then the SNES game. And then it didn't show up again until the Wii generation. So I really am wondering if there's ever going to be a new Punch-Out game. And if so, this is definitely the time it would come out. This is definitely the time it would be announced for it to be in production. And I'm really hyped for the future, man. This is big. This is pretty cool.